Israelite snooze.
What he's bringing out in the Bible. All right, let me ask you something now. All right, we're gonna have a conversation, dialogue. What nation of people on this earth went into slavery on ships and was sold to people for slave man and slave woman and lost their nationality and their heritage? What nation of people?
That's straight answer. Okay, based on what I learned, right?
With the mic on.
History. Based on what I learned through history, is the black race.
There's a black
Our race that we came from Africa on ships. That is what we was taught.
Okay.
Right? From a historical standpoint, right?
All right.
We was taught that.
All right.
Okay. But I believe there were other races that was also brought into slavery.
What other races?
For example, like from a Trinidad context, right? The Indians was brought here as indentured laborers. To me, that's
what Indians? The from East India? Indentured servitude and slavery is not the same thing.
That's right.
It's two different things. Indentured servitude means you get paid for it. They got paid for it. Your forefathers, your foremothers, when they got off those cargo slave ships, they worked from sun up to sun up. Sun up to sun up with no pay. No pay at all. Their backs was whipped on those slave plantations. They were hung, they were killed, they were castrated, they worked for free.
We work for free.
We work for free, because those are our people. Those are who we descend from. The East Indians that you have running Trinidad, they got paid. And now they run your country. You don't run anything. You don't even run your own block. Let me show you something. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Go right to the point.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
What does the word Egypt mean?
Egypt is African.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
And it's not African. What does it mean?
You say you didn't know.
It's a Greek word that means bondage. Bondage, slavery. Come on, read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Because the first time we walked into Egypt, because Egypt is in Northeast Africa, and so is Israel. We walked into Egypt. God is saying, I'm going to bring you into slavery again, and he's giving you the method of transportation. I'm going to bring you into Egypt again on ships. Ships. Come on.
By the way, wherever I spake unto thee.
By the way, Moses said it was going to happen, it happened. Come on.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
In Trinidad, your foremothers, your forefathers were sold unto their enemies. Who are you sold to? Who are you sold to?
From a historical standpoint, again, it was sold to the white men.
Okay, so that's biblical prophecy. That's in the Bible. The transatlantic slave trade, your forefather's slave trade, our forefather's slave trade was written in the Bible.
That's right.
The East Indians were indentured servitude. They were indentured servitude. They worked for money. They didn't have shackles on their necks. They didn't have shackles on their wrists. They didn't have shackles on their feet. Hold your point. Come on.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
So what is God calling them? Enemies. All the people that had us in slavery are your enemies, not friends. Come on.
For bondmen, and for bondmen,
For slave men, come on.
and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man shall redeem you. That word buy means to save. No man shall save you from your condition. The same condition you were in 1619 is the same condition you're in 2017.
That's right.
That's why the East Indians run your country. These dirty bastard Syrians run your country. These Koreans, these Chinese, they run your country. You don't run anything. Give me verse 48. Stay there. Stop skipping around. Verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
You hear what God? Listen up. Don't turn around and look across the street. Listen up. Deuteronomy 28:48 again. Read it.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So who sent the other nations against us? The Lord. Why? Because we broke his commandments. Who is his commandments given to? The children of Israel.
That's right.
Come on, read it again from the top.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger
who owns the KFC? The white man. Who allowed this franchise to be bought here in Trinidad? The Syrians. The Syrians. What's the name of some of those families? Aboud. Jimmy Aboud. Oh, what's the other one? Baghdad. Eliasis. All of these devils that run your country. And put contracts out and give it to these so-called Negroes over here killing each other. Okay? These same devils that run your country. These are people that run the food stores. Run the importing and exporting of these goods into your country. Come on.
In hunger and in thirst.
And in what?
And in thirst.
You need water, you gotta go to your enemies. This is what God is saying. If you need water, can you go to him? Can he supply you with water? No. He can't supply you with nothing. Can he supply you with food? Does he control the importing of the food into this country? No. These are the curses the Syrians do. These are the curses that was put upon the children of Israel. Because you made mention about the people in Israel. Guess what? They control the textiles. They control what they eat. They control the banks, the diamond districts, the real estate in your country.
Right.
So how could they be the Jews? That's why Christ said, I know the poverty and tribulation, but thou art rich. We're poor as a nation of people, but we're rich when it comes to the covenant and the blessings if we keep his commandments.
That's right.
Come on.
And in nakedness.
And in what?
And in nakedness.
All of the East Indians own the stores over here where you go to get your clothes. They own the stores. They control the export and the import of the textiles used to create the clothes that you put on your body. Look at the tag. Look at the back of your tag. Look at the back of your tag. Right now, I want you to look. Look at the back of your tag. Look at the back of the shirt. Right here. Come on, I want to read it. What it says. Made in where? Made in China. The other one made in Italy. How come it doesn't say made by the black man in Trinidad? Because you don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. You are a slave without shackles. And God allowed us to be like this because we broke his laws. That's the way out. You want to know the way out of these conditions? Keep God's laws. Keep God's laws and he will put you back on top. The East Indian man will be under your feet. The white man, the Syrian man, the Chinese man. Many of you looking around, he don't even look like you want that. Do you want that power? You want that power? You want to be over your enemies? Or you want to continue to be under your enemies? What do you want as a man?
Who enslaved black people?
You already know the answer to that. What color is the sky? What color is your shoes?
Sold us to white people.
Who sold us to white people?
Yeah.
Other Africans. We're not Africans. I already know where you're going. I know what you're thinking before you even say it. Why? Because you still... We used to be just like you. We used to think like you.
How are you going to change that?
How are you going to change what?
Well, be on top again.
Revelation 2:26. Let me show you. That's an easy question. The way you asking the question is like you making it seem like we don't know the answer. All answers is in the Bible, brother. All you got to do is study and apply God's commandments.
That's right.
Revelation 2:26. Come on.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh.
And what?
And he that overcometh.
The he that is talking about is Israel. The Bible's for the Israelites. Written to the Israelites by the Israelites.
That's right.
And he that overcometh, overcomes what? That should be your next question. Overcomes sins, trials, tribulation, adultery, whoremongering, reveling, murder, drugs, weed smoking, sleeping with different girls every night, not taking care of your household,
Right.
idolatry,
Right.
religion, Christianity, Islam, all those religions, garbage, toilet paper, that you can just flush down the toilet. That's what God is saying. You must overcome those things.
Those are the sins that you just mentioned.
Those are all sins. Come on. Everything contrary to God is sin.
Right.
Come on.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
And keepeth my law unto the end. Whether you drop dead tomorrow or whether Christ comes back, you must be keeping the commandments in the faith of Christ. Come on.
To him will I give power over the nation.
To who?
To him.
To him is that he that we read about earlier in the verse. The him is the Israelites that overcome sin. Come on.
Will I give power over the nation.
Will he give what?
will I give power over the nation.
Will he give power over the East Indian? Power over the Syrians who run your country? Power over the white man? Power over everything on this planet Earth? He said he will give power over all the nations. My question to you, if all nations could be saved, then who is this nations talking about? And that's with an S at the end, that's plural. That means all nations is not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. The only nation that's going to inherit the kingdom of heaven is the Israelites, those who repent. So that is the solution to the problem, back man. He seems baffled. You never heard the Bible come out like this. Read it again for the brother. Come on.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation.
You don't want power over the nations? Christ is saying he's going to give you power over the nations. And this is what you're going to do with the power. Come on.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Christ said if you overcome your own sins, you're going to rule the nations with a rod of iron. Do you know what that? What's a rod of iron? What is a rod of iron? That's an instrument of war. That's an extension of your arm. Psalms 149. And you know what you're going to do with this rod? You're not going to use it as a walking stick. Christ is going to tell you what you're going to do with this rod of iron. Come on.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Come on.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
You're going to use that rod of iron to enforce the laws of God on this planet Earth.
Right.
All the inhabitants of this earth will abide by the laws of God.
Right.
And if they don't abide by the laws of God, we're going to crack their craniums right open.
Right.
We're going to crack their heads right open. We're going to enforce God's judgments on the other nations.
Right.
The same way they enforce their policies and their doctrines on us, we're going to enforce God's laws on them.
Right.
Huh?
Same thing as slavery.
What you say?
Same thing as slavery.
Same thing as slavery. Damn right. Same thing as slavery. They're going into captivity. Revelation 13 verse 10. We're going to read that. Come on.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity.
Start at verse 9.
Verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Do you have your ears on your head? Yes. You have ears? Yes. But you're into your phone. He's not even paying attention. And this is the man with all the questions. You have ears on your head? You have ears on your head? So listen, everybody has ears on their head, but Christ is saying, do you understand what's coming out of the Bible? That's a rhetorical question. Every man has ears on their head, but Christ is speaking to those with understanding. Come on.
If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity. Who led your forefathers, our forefathers, I keep saying your forefathers, our forefathers into captivity? Who led them into captivity? Say it. Don't just nod your head. I gotta make sure you understand. Huh? What man? No. They don't work like that. When you in school and the teacher asks you a question, you answer back. You don't say, oh yeah, I'm listening. What nation of people led you into captivity? Are you a man? You're gonna speak or you're not gonna speak?
Alright, you have a point.
No. I don't have a point because you didn't give me an answer. What is the answer? Who led you into captivity?
The black guy.
Well, the Africans. Okay, some African nations. Who else? Who did they sell us to?
Alright.
Huh? Who did they sell us to?
The white.
Who else?
Well,
The Arabs, the Syrians, all other nations had us in slavery. Hold your point. All other nations have us in. There's not only the white man that's going into slavery. Your Syrian friend that you work for is going into slavery.
Right.
The Asian man that owns the Chinese store over here in Trinidad and Tobago, he's going into slavery.
Right.
All the other nations is going to slavery.
Right.
The Arab man that continues to push his filthy religion on us is going into slavery.
Right.
The East Indians that you get your curry and your roti from, they going into slavery too.
That's right, sir.
You think God is a respect of nations, respect of persons? Come on.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword.
How did he lead you into captivity? He used the sword. He used the sword to get you on the boat. He used the sword on you when you got off the ships. God said, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Come on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Yeah, it's a patience.
This is what we're patiently waiting for. Christ is going to let you know who is patiently waiting for this. Are all nations patiently waiting for this? No. Only a certain group of people, a certain nation of people, God is telling you should be patiently waiting for this. Hold on and finish. Come on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Now your question should be, who is the saints? Who are the saints? Who are the saints? Huh?
The Israelites.
Very good. The Israelites. Let's prove that for him. Psalms 148, verse 14.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 148, verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people.
The horn of our nation is Christ, the King. Come on.
The praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel.
So indeed the children of Israel. That's what the scriptures are saying right there. The saints are the Israelites. So this is what we're patiently waiting for. Go back to Revelation. So what are we patiently waiting for? For Christ, the black Messiah, to come back, redeem us from our captivity. Christ, the black Messiah, to allow us to enforce God's laws on the nations of this earth.
Right.
Because we are the rightful rulers of this earth. But we fell from rulership. Why? Because of sin.
That's right.
Because of sin. Come on. Read it again in its entirety. Verse 10.
Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
You hear that, brother? You listening? Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So that's what you should be patiently waiting for too. But you gotta repent. You gotta keep God's laws. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. At the end of the day, that is our duty. That is why we're on this earth, to keep God's laws. Okay? And Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, and then Leviticus 21 and 5. And then we're gonna wrap it up. You had another question? Because you was going through your phone. You were looking for questions?
Yes,
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.